It's been a while since we've done one of these. We've had some decent new games on PlayStation Plus, we've had some awesome new releases in general, but let's be honest, everyone is always looking for new games to play, so it's that time of the week where we're going to check out the PlayStation Store and see what awesome deals there are for you guys. Now, one quick thing before we get into it, if any of you guys are looking for a new controller, whether or not it's custom, modded, or just want those ones with little buttons on the back, make sure you check out the sponsor, Controller Mods. There's a link down below that will give you a bit more of a discount, and there is a discount code as well. Make sure you check them out, it is definitely worthwhile. But there's a few different sections that we're going to be looking at of games that are on sale at the moment, but the first one that we need to look at are the PlayStation Plus discounts. Now, I've got to be honest to start with, out the games that are a PlayStation Plus exclusive discounts, there's only one that kind of stands out that personally I think is worth picking up. There's a lot of indie titles, a lot of stuff that, if I'm being honest, I have never ever heard of, that I've never personally checked out myself. But Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is currently on sale through PlayStation Plus. It's usually 55 quid, it's currently £22. Now, if you guys have followed the channel for a while, you'll already know Star Wars isn't my thing. Not a massive fan, however, the game does look really nice. The graphics and stuff look beautiful. People that I know that have played the game have raved about it. Even if they've not been massive Star Wars fans themselves, they've kind of said that the story behind it and the gameplay makes up for not really knowing the backstory of stuff. So it's one that I actually do already own. It's one that I've got downloaded. I've just never really gone into playing it. But if you're a Star Wars fan and this is one that you've been waiting for, 22 quid and it's all yours. Now, the next section that we're going to look at is the extended play, where everything's up to like 70% off. Any of the games that I do mention today, though, if you do want to make them even cheaper, make sure you get your PSN credit from Instant Gaming. It's like 30% off over there, so again, when it comes to deals, it just makes them even cheaper. Now, the first one that I'm going to go for is a game called Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's the Royal Edition as well. It's usually 35 quid. It's currently on sale at £8, so it's definitely a decent discount if it's a game that you know about. Now, this is a huge open world RPG set like in medieval times. The combat system's a little bit slow on this, I'm not going to lie. It is single player only, so if you only like playing RPGs that you can play with friends, it might be one that's not really for you. However, it is so in-depth and there's so much you can do with the game, it is unreal. I mean, there's actually an option where you can turn off all the maps and stuff, where literally you have to follow signs to try and find where you're going. It seems really cool, it seems pretty quirky. Looks-wise as well, it does look pretty nice. However, for me personally, the fact that it's single player is the one thing that does kind of put me off about the game. However, it is a game that I have actually played in the past, and I did enjoy it with the time that I did put into it. Next up, a game that you guys probably haven't heard of. Personally, I didn't even know it was on console either. And it's Kerbal Space Program. This game is so weird, but so cool at the same time. It's one that, if you're into this kind of stuff, you'll absolutely love it, but it might be a bit too complicated for people as well, and it might put people off. It's usually 50 quid, it's currently on sale at £22, and the whole point of the game is to get into space. And I mean, literally, like, you'll be in a laboratory and you've got to design a rocket, and you can do it stupidly, you can do it proper scientifically, you can just make it so it'll just literally explode. But the whole point of it is to try and get out into space. It's quite a difficult game. I actually play this on PC every now and again, and I don't think I've ever gotten into space. I've got pretty high, and it just kind of spins out of control and explodes. To actually try and get it up there, I've just never managed to do it. I know Jacksepticeye actually played this game for quite a bit, and it's the reason why I picked it up, just because I thought it looked pretty cool and pretty funny. And he was just putting all these rockets together and all these boosters just to make massive explosions. It was pretty funny to watch. It's a game worth playing if you're into that sort of stuff, but again, it might be a bit too complicated for people. But for 22 quid, if you are into that sort of stuff, it's definitely one worth picking up. But the final one that I'm going to go for in this section is the Dead Rising Triple Bundle Pack. Now, this is usually 40 quid, it's currently £12 on sale. Dead Rising is such a fun, like, zombie game. If you've never played it, you need to. And I mean, it's just like, if you think of an open world zombie survival game, but it's stupid. The fact that you're kind of putting weapons together yourself. I remember the last time that I played a Dead Rising game, you went into Chinatown and there was this like dragon head that you picked up, and literally you were just running around, fire breathing all over these zombies, and it was so cool to do. It was just so entertaining. It's one of them games that you can kind of go through the storyline for it and do all the quests and all the storyline, and that's fun to do as well. but it's a bit like GTA where you can just jump onto it just to fool around and have a bit of fun, and it's kind of the main thing why I enjoyed Dead Rising. I played it for quite a long time as well, and I put a lot of time into the game. However, with the triple pack, it doesn't contain the latest game. It does contain Dead Rising, Dead Rising 2, and Dead Rising 2 off the record. But if you've never played the game and you're looking for like a really fun to play zombie survival game, Dead Rising is definitely one worth picking up, and it's only 12 quid. But the final section that we're going to look at is games under £20. Now, the first game that I've got to go for in this section is one that, again, it's not going to be for everyone, but it's something that I think everyone should have downloaded just for when you're bored online with your mates and don't know what to play. And it's Uno. It's usually 8 quid and it's 3 quid on sale. Buy it, it's all I need to say. If you don't know what Uno is, it's a card game. And it's pretty much like someone will put a card down and you've got to either put one down that's the same colour or the same number, and you kind of progress through it, you flip it, make people pick up more cards. It might sound a little bit boring if you're not into card games, but it's so fun to play with your friends. Playing it with bots is boring, playing it with online people gets boring as well, simply because you'll get into a game, you'll be having fun, they'll back out, a bot will take the place, and it'll just irritate the hell out of you. However, if you sat in a party with like 2-3 of your mates and don't know what to do, Uno's just that game that you can jump on, it'll pass the time for an hour, and by the time that you've realised, oh, I'm actually entertained, it's kind of time to come off. It's definitely worth picking up, and again, it's 3 quid. Uno is a game that everyone should have downloaded on the console. Next up, a silly game, and it's called Just Die Already. If you've ever played stuff like Goat Simulator, and you actually liked it, Just Die Already, I'm pretty sure it's made by the same people, apart from instead of being a goat running around causing havoc and doing stupid stuff, you're a really old person doing a very similar style of thing, and it just looks and plays so stupidly that it's like probably one of the best games you could actually play to entertain yourself. I think it's still got the multiplayer aspect as well, where you can jump in and just fool around with your mates and just knock people over and do stupid stuff. The game's usually like 12 quid. It's currently on sale at 7.50. So again, if you're a fan of like Goat Simulator and that just silly style of game, Just Die Already is definitely one that I think you'll enjoy. But the final game that we're going to talk about is a VR game that is currently £2 and actually looks fun to play. Now, if you've got a PlayStation VR, I always recommend picking up the dirt cheap games just so you've got a new experience to try out, especially if it actually looks like a cool one. And if you don't have a VR right now, but you're considering picking one up, if a game's like 2 quid, you might as well add it to your library and pick it up anyway. So if at any point when you do finally get your VR for your console, you've already got a list of games sat there waiting for you. Now, this one's a little bit quirky, and again, it's probably not going to be for everyone, and it might sound boring, but at the same time, if you think of actually doing it in VR rather than it just being a game, it kind of makes it feel completely different, and it's Stunk Kite Masters VR. This game's usually 12 quid, it's on sale at the moment for £2. I mean, it literally is just a kite game, like you're flying a kite around trying to hit targets or whatever. And again, it looks pretty chilled. It looks like it could be boring, I suppose, but if you're into your chilled out VR experiences, for 2 quid, you can't really go wrong. But that's pretty much it for this one. I've kind of gone through all the sections. I know we don't do the deals videos every week anymore, and a lot of the time it's just because the sections haven't been updated, so it ends up finding the games that I think people should check out, and then the week after either mentioning the same ones or games that personally I wouldn't check out but still kind of mentioning it. So it might end up becoming a once a month kind of thing or once every few weeks kind of thing. I'm not too sure. It's just whenever I notice that the sections have been updated, new games are on sale, it's probably the time that I'll jump in and kind of mention them. But that's pretty much it for this one. I hope you've enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you have, a like would be awesome. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.